Hello, welcome to Nana's Journey. I'm Deanna, and today I'm going to do another skill building block. I am going to start by doing these two flying geese. They're 1/2 by 1 inch. And then you sew them together, and then you add a rectangle on each side, and then you will add the triangles on each side to turn that into a flying geese. So I have got my pieces cut out. I'm going to be doing the fast flying geese method. So these two are 2.5 inch squares, and then I have got 4 1.5 inch squares, and instead of marking them, I just ironed them in half. These are my 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch rectangles. See, it's going to end up tiny. And then I did 2 different sizes for the triangles. I want to see which size I like better. I think this one will fit, but I don't want it to be real close. I want to be able to trim away, so I'll see which one I like better. So let's get to the sewing machine. Okay, for the fast flying geese, you want to put your big square right side up. Put your little squares face down so that they are right sides together. Put one in each corner. And since these are so little, I'm going to use a leader. Okay, that's not what you want to do at all. You want to mark the middle and sew 1/4 inch on each side. So since that's just a cut line. Okay, I've got them separated and pressed, and now I'm going to get out my wing clipper ruler and trim. What I'll do, I'll sew these two together, put the rectangles on the side, and then I'll put the triangles over there, and we will have small flying geese. So let me get these trimmed, and I'll meet you back at the sewing machine. Okay, we want the pink at the top, which means, let me grab one. I'll put the white, I'll have the white facing up so that I can see to go across that intersection. They're so little, they're hard to hold on to. Yeah, I'm going to redo that one. These will be pressed to the green. I can get closer. I think I'm going to leave it though. Put that right sides together. Let me get the other pieces and I'll be right back. Okay, let me get these pressed, and then we will see which size square works for the triangle. Okay, I was checking things at the cutting table, and neither of these will work. They're too big. So I'll just stick with the folding corners, and I've got 1.5 inch green squares. I ironed it in half diagonally, and this time I will be cutting on the sew line. And you want the diagonal to come in towards the gray. Okay, let me get these pressed open and I'll be right back. Okay, I've pressed these open and I trimmed off the corner, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And now we will put on the other side. Okay, let me get these pressed and we will move on. Okay, I've got these tiny little flying geese done. So that's just 2 flying geese with some rectangles and then folded corners. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the same colors, but a larger size. So I'm not going to film it, but I will tell you that these large squares are 3.5 inch. The 4 smaller squares are 2 inch. The rectangles are 1.5 by 2.5. And the green for the folded corners are 2.5 inch squares. So I'll get those done and then I'll be back. Okay, I've got some 1 inch strips here that I'm going to use for the smaller 4 patch. I'm going to turn this around, put right sides together, sew, press it open towards the gray, and then I will make some 1 inch subcuts, and then we will use those subcuts for our 4 patch. So let's get to the sewing machine. Okay, I'm going to make those subcuts, get those pressed, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have the strips subcut into 1 inch strips. We're just going to take it, flip it, so you have gray on the opposite sides, Gonna nest those seams there and sew. Okay, we'll get these pressed. Okay, I've got the little 4 patches done, and I did the big ones exactly the same way in the same color. And these are trimmed to 1.5, and these are trimmed to 2.5. So we've got our center square. And we've got these flying geese. And we've got the little 4 patch. The gray goes towards the center square. Now we've got these that are the same thing as the little ones. And these. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in a row, sew these in a row, and to sew I just flip it over, sew, open it and press. And I will put these in rows. So I'll have these 3 rows and I will put them together. Then I will add these. I will make this row, and then I will add those on. So let me put those together and I'll be right back. Okay, I know you all noticed, even though I didn't, that I haven't finished these. I still need to put the folded corner on to make it a flying geese. So I'm going to get that done, and then I'll get the block put together, and then I'll be back. Okay, the block is all finished. Again. I've made mistakes, but that's okay. That's the reason I do these blocks. But this one was interesting and challenging. I've never worked with pieces that tiny before. They're real cute once they're done, but that'll take some getting used to working with something that small, because they're hard to hold on to. But it's all done, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.